Hey, on this video, we'll be talking about your first email campaign, which we'll call the welcome sequence, because this is the first couple of emails that you'll be sending to new subscribers. Now, the purpose of a welcome sequence is to nurture people and to let them know what you are all about. In other words, the welcome sequence helps you establish yourself as an authority. And let's start with email number 1, the greeting. In this email, you'll be welcoming people, you'll be setting expectations, and you'll be creating curiosity for the next email. And you do that by letting them know how many emails they're going to be getting every week. Also, the topics that you'll be talking about. I highly encourage you to substitute everything that you find in between brackets to something of your own creation, okay? And of course, adding a link to any lead magnet that you want to give in exchange for their emails and their names. Now, if you are not giving away a lead magnet, you can always remove this and also remove all of the notes, so you don't actually send the notes that I added to the document to your new subscribers. Anywho, that's all you have to do with this welcome sequence. And of course, you can always copy and paste the subject line or change it to whatever you feel it's best for your audience, okay? Now let's go to email number 2, establishing who you are. This is where you start establishing an emotional bond by telling your hero's journey story. And the hero's journey is your before and after story. How you were before you discovered the secrets of your business or your process or your system to who you are today. That's the hero's journey. And that's why I call it a tiny secret that changed my life. It's a very particular subject line that catches people's attentions because this tiny secret is what helped you become who you are. It's what took you from this side, the person that you are not, to the person who you are today. The tiny secret is the bridge between those two people because your past self is not yourself. You are your new self, and you want to talk about how you were before you discovered that tiny secret. And you do so in a form of a very compelling story. Now, if you're not a good storyteller, don't worry about it. This is the first iteration, and all you have to do is just say how you were, how you felt, how things were back then, and then one little tiny thing, change, action that drove you to who you became today. And you add that basically by the end of the email. And also tell people to follow you on your Twitter account, Instagram, Pinterest, or any other social media account. And the reason for that is that you want people to start clicking on your emails because Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook, and all of the email providers like that. And they will start scoring you more the more clicks you get. This will help you with the deliverability of your emails. The more clicks you get and the more replies you get, the better are your chances for your email to land outside of the spam folder. And believe me, you don't want to land in the spam folder. So that's why you add the links, okay? And finally, you end this email number 2 with a cliffhanger, letting them know what you're going to be talking in the next email. And that's what we're going to do right now. Let's go to email number 3. This is what I call the authority builder email. Here you teach your subscribers something that, in my opinion, should be very fast to apply. Something that takes them 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Okay? And you do so by literally sitting down and writing down all of the things that you can teach people that they can apply quickly. Why is that? Because in persuasion, let me tell you, if you get someone to act upon your call to action, if you get people to do something that you tell them to do, well, you persuaded them to do something. So with time, the more actions they take on your commands, the easier it will be for you to get the clicks for them to book a call with you for your consultations, to get the click for you to get a sale from your courses, your digital products, or anything you want them to do within your emails, clicking here or going to that page or standing up or taking a big breath or whatever. Okay. So in this email, you set yourself as an authority by teaching them. And finally, somewhere in the email, it could be right at the end or in the PS right after your signature, ask them to reply to the email. Why? Because you want that score of the deliverability to be higher. So you land in the inboxes instead of spam. So somewhere in the email, in the end, or right after the signature, tell them, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to reply to this email with the number one questions that you've been meaning to ask me, something along those lines. Now, on to email number 4, the case study. Here's where you actually present and demonstrate and let people know that what you offer actually helps them reach the next level. So here you show off a client testimonial, which is basically a case study. A case study is a client testimonial of how you took a client from this place to this place. Okay, so here I tell a very short story of how one of my clients went from regular $700 a month in sales to constant $5,000 a month extra every month. Think about that. This guy is closing $5,000 a month that will add to his recurring revenue. In 5 months, that's an extra $25,000. This is a very compelling, let's say, case study for people who follow me because I teach people how to do the same thing or similar things, okay? So here you tell them like, what's the best thing about your services or the product that you're going to sell or the coaching that you're offering. Then you describe the business of the person. Then you describe the challenge that the person or the business was going through or facing. You do it in the form of 1, 2, and 3 challenges. Then you reveal the results of applying or hiring you for helping them face those challenges. Then what was the solution that you offered in a very vague way. You don't want to teach them like step by step what you did because that's not the purpose of the case study. And finally, a call to action to book a breakthrough session or a strategy session with you. This is a phone call. So this is a very specific email for people that, like you, that are coaches, consultants, or people who want to sell their services. And this email will get you more calls. You want that, right? You want to have the phone calls so you can sell them and pitch them your offers, or at least learn more about their business so you can later on decide if you want to have a sales call with that person or not. Finally, we have a pitch. This is where you literally let people know what you want from them. At the end of the day, when you pitch, people understand that you want to sell them something. So you're going to pitch something, and you do that by adding like questions that you believe your audience is currently having or your clients currently have and ask themselves. And you discover this in your market research, by the way, and also by talking with your clients. So you talk about all of those questions that they have. You talk about other things that happen to you or to other clients. Here, what I do is I talk about what I went through and then some social proof that demonstrate that what I do actually works. And finally, the pitch. Here's what I have to offer. This is what I have for you. And then a call to action to schedule a call with me. Okay? Now, if you don't want to add a link to book a call with you, that's okay. If you don't want to use this email, that's okay. Just keep providing value and teaching people how to do what you do. You can add as many emails as you want to your welcome sequence. There are some people that add 15, 20, 30 emails to their welcome sequences. I have around 10 emails. In your case, you could have 5 to 10, and you start building up that welcome sequence so you can start the process of creating the systems that will persuade people automatically in your behalf. That is the purpose of these emails that you're going to be writing, okay? So here's your tasks. Download these emails, the 5 of them, and use them as the baseline for your emails. Start writing them Write more than 5 if you want to. Provide more value, add more case studies, teach more about what you do, and keep pitching your phone call if you are a coach or you want to sell a service. If you are a course seller, there's a different video for you. This is not the video for course sellers, okay? This is mostly for people who want to sell their coachings and sell their services. Anyhow, on to the next video.